Speaker, I will first speak on demand number 20, which is printing and stationery. Honourable Speaker, they say that ignorance of law is not an excuse. But कायद्याचे copy ना जाल्यार in the printing press, that is a big issue which will be there. People don't get access to the legislation and they are not available in the printing press, which used to be there previously. So this is the first thing I would like the Honourable Minister to take note. Those legislations which are available are very outdated. I will give you an example. The Cooperative Societies Act, they are still selling old volumes of the book without updating. When you buy that and you presume that I just got it from the printing press and you go there to the court, you are confused because you got a wrong book with you. Something which is updated, amended, deleted or added. You don't put it in your petition or don't argue it. So this causes problem not only for us, for litigants, for courts, for the public. So I think these books must be updated and also be available. Books are also being sold at very exorbitant rates. I remember the books in the printing press used to be very cheap, 75 paisa, 1 rupee, 2 rupees, but today they are being sold for 200, 300 and 800 rupees also, which are very, very expensive. I can understand publishers publishing the books, but I would request the government to take importance and take cognizance of this and make this affordable. Another thing is, there are certain very valuable documents. There are reports. They are like the RP 2002, the Theory Report on Mining, Reggae Commission Report on Mandavi Bridge. These are very, very important documents because these are accessed by experts, these are accessed by officers, and then they can be accessed by students also. So these kind of things which are very important, which have hit the state very hard and which have been in public domain should be reprinted. Another thing is official language. Texts are not being available in official language, which is in Konkani. One request I would make that we are outsourcing these textbook publications of the school textbooks. I would request the government to make it available through the printing press because it will work out cheaper for the students and also less burden for the government. And one final thing about this is, please open a sales counter in South Goa because whenever I was staying in South Goa, it was always difficult. It was all right, I was coming to Panjim every day to the High Court. But what about the lawyers, the litigants and people of South Goa? Please make at least a counter, I'm not saying a full-fledged printing press available, a counter to make these things available there. Now the other thing I want to talk is on demand number 82, which is information technology. I have seen that though the government is trying to make everything computerized and go into the digital mode, our officers are sadly lacking. Computer use they are asking us, like I will give an example that in the Land Revenue Department, they say you file online your application for conversion. My local phone mata sangtar hard copy aadmon. So either they are not tech savvy or the system is not working. Then the distribution from there onto the other officers is not going properly. I think they need training and updating and please make sure that your websites are working so that it becomes functional. Several websites, the websites are confusing because you open like a website of town planning. You see official websites, 3 and 4 websites. I can understand one website with multiple tabs, but it is several websites where one only gives information about the department and all that and then says click here and takes you to another total new page which has got several tabs. So therefore, I think we should try to cut down because you also pay for these websites because there is security involved because you have to pay for that. So why not have one unified place and then you can have a map and then you can go across the entire website through that map. Now, there is one more issue about contract staff of IT technology. There was contract staff which was taken in 2013. This I'm not talking about making them regular. You had taken it up because you needed the staff at the time and you were trying to get them to be working so that your IT technology would be working. But the demand of mine is, please make sure that they are being paid on par with others. Yesterday, the Honorable Chief Minister made a statement that contract staff will be paid the similar salaries. Here, I'm placing on record, Hercules? I'm placing on, Ek Minister Adi, one to him. I'm placing on record an office memorandum of 2013, which speaks about contract staff which is being appointed. And it speaks very clearly, in order to have uniformity in pay structure in all departments, they have decided to issue fresh instructions. And one is about re-employment, but the other one talks the pay of other contractual employees other than category A above shall be fixed, taking into consideration the respective pay band of the corresponding post as per the 6th pay commission. Now we have 7th pay commission. So I would make one request that these people, even if they are being taken on contract, there are difficulties we have heard already about regularizing, but at least the payment, let them be paid as per whatever they're entitled. Now the next thing I would be speaking on is on tourism demand, which is demand number 78. One request I have to the Honorable Minister is, tourism is very vast, and after mining, I think tourism is next. And we require to use tourism in a manner which it is sustainable. I request Honorable Minister to jointly work out with the Forest Department, because we have eco-tourism which can be done. Eco-tourism may or may not be in forest areas, but also forest has got where they have already provided for eco-tourism in forest areas. So I think that the nodal agency should be the tourism department, because you would know everything, procurement of vehicles, arrival, footfall, and then afterwards making them to go to different places. So I think that please work on and give out this for ecotourism with the Forest Department. Sometime back, I was glad that our Honorable Minister had come to my constituency, and you had seen also that farmers are also doing a lot of things. So agro-tourism is what I am wanting to ask the Honorable Minister to incorporate in the tourism sector, because there is a lot of potential. People will have more enthusiasm to come and do agriculture. Agro-tourism, then we can have this kind of shows for people, children, students, everyone can come and take benefit and help the farmers. Heritage tourism. This is what I always have sought, because I said that everything is not sun, sand and sea. We have something remote. We have inside not only beautiful houses, we also have temples, churches, which are in the hinterland. And if you look at certain foreign websites, they talk of tourism of Goa in the hinterland. And people are looking forward. They come and stay in the houses. They come and stay in small cottages. And then finally, they explore those areas. They sometimes put up photographs of places we have never seen, beautiful things. And I would ask the Honorable Minister, in my own constituency, you can see Bastara, Moira, Aldona, Nashnola, Olauli, Pomburpa, even the island of Kalvi, and even my village of Kurjuan, there are beautiful places. There are also places along the rivers where you got estuarine areas where you can develop tourism potential can be there. You can have circuits where you can have these tours going along circuits. Heritage homes can be made there. People can have functions, programs. People can also have these kind of meals being made. Local population will be able to sell what they make. And I think this way, like our Honorable Speaker had that festival in his place, we can have something like this, and in a continuous manner. So this way it generates employment, even for people who don't have to seek government service, and I think it will help the economy on a whole. I also want to say one more thing. Next to my village of Kurjuan is the Larai temple, and not far away is Saptakoteshwar. You can include that also in the tour, because I've seen that the government of Goa, our Subhash Desai, Honorable Minister, has done a very beautiful work of the Saptakoteshwar renovation and restoration. You all must have gone for it. I didn't go because it was very crowded that day. But I went before, I saw it's very beautifully done. You can explain about all the type of works which have been done, the stone, the type of art, Kavi art which is there, which many people have long forgotten but only appreciated. And I think we can include all these kind of things and make a good positive impact on tourism. The other thing which I would ask you to consider, of course subject to financial constraints, lightings of the Moira Church, Aldona Church, Sateri Temple in Aldona, the Mother of God Church, Pomburpa, just like how you are being illuminating the Mind the Deus of Saligam. So this will always give us the chance to showcase this in daytime or in night, so that we can have even tourists coming to watch that time. I would also make urgent plea fervent plea to the Honourable Minister in relation to developing tourism, because we have long waterways, and if you look at it, if you go down south, other states like Kerala I've seen, they are using the waterways for tourism. I mean, the boats, houseboat kottat. I'm not necessarily only houseboats. Houseboats will be one part of it, because we got the Mapsa River coming right up to Aldona and going beyond. So we could use that riverine area and allow this kind of a tourism to come in. We can also have day trips where people can come in. People used to go before to that Peña de Francia, and then they would go there, they would have a musical show and they would go away. Something like this on these lines, these things could be revived so as to promote agriculture in a better way. There is one more thing which I want to ask the government to consider very strictly, is about being a little strict, I would say stringent, with the tourists who come and misbehave. This is a common problem which we are facing throughout Goa. I would request the government to bring in some legislation, some orders, so that we can have some sanity in this kind of tourists who come, and so that they don't misuse and don't make other tourists uncomfortable and make them go away. There is one very important thing which I would raise before the House, is about a boat which was being put up. That boat is now, they called it Nirvana. And in this Nirvana, the GTDC had given a contract to Marine Tech ship managers and surveyors on 5th November 2018. An SPV was formed and a tripartite agreement was executed with the operator. Charter period 20 वर्षाचो आणि GTDC फारी कोत्ता 19 लाख 80 हजार. And per month to end GST is extra. Charter fees to the operator, escalation clause 5% every year. Just 2 minutes more, because this is something little important. The government of Goa, I can see, is paying port charges, bunkering, which is fuel, lubrication, oil, consumables, water, everything it is paying. Whatever is requisition, you have to pay. On-off hire surveys you have to carry out. All surveys, docking and major repairs, GTDC. And if you are going to pay this amount, I think this is a scam. I think the government must review this, because you can't drain out your funds to make payment to an operator who will have merry, and you will only collect petty amount of revenue of tickets. How much will you get on a ticket? And you're going to pay lakhs of rupees? If it's 19 lakhs, you multiply 20 lakhs a year, a month. Multiply just by 10, it becomes 2 crores. So another 2 means 2 crores, 40 lakhs you are going to pay, excluding GST. I think you are going to be draining your coffers, and I think that the government must order an inquiry as to how this has happened and how the money is flowing. I have also come to know that the government has already given an advance of 2 crores to Celestial Cruises and Hospitality at interest-free rates, which is, I think, very ridiculous. We should have had certain guarantees and clauses. I demand that the government should examine this, look at the legal aspect of it, because now that you have entered an agreement, it's a legal agreement, but you can, if it is inequitable, and you can terminate this agreement and make sure that the government stops payment. I can unless you pay for the boat and they give you a boat and you run the boat. But it's not this way. You give the money, they build a boat and give somebody else to run. This is the way it is going on. And on top, you're paying for it. So I demand that at least stop this and get sanity back.